And so I'm going to do that really quick, and we will... Oh, I can create a post. I just created a post. That was super quick. And copied the link. Going to Instagram. I know some of you guys watch this later, so I'm just going to talk you through everything I do. I go live on my phone only. And so I'm going to go to Instagram really quick, post a story to Instagram. I'll be right back. Boom. I am here right on time, just about. Done all the stuff. And we're in here. Going to go live talking about the Ford Excursion. The best SUV ever built. Thank you for the first thumbs up, whoever that was. I appreciate that. And we're going to get you guys in here and rolling and hanging out. So, gonna be a great day on the live. Excited to see what conversations we get into. So, start hitting up that chat. And I got to do one more thing. I'll be right back. Okay, I have done it. What is up? Got a bunch of people in here. If you can hit that thumbs up, that would be incredible. Help this thing start going, and bringing the stuff in. So and starting to pull giggity up here. Yeah. Oh, is that what you meant by didn't fit, giggity? Is that it needed to be cut? Sorry, I thought that was implied of all the double dins. All you have to do is cut out that inner lip on the top and bottom, and then the double dins fit. It's a little bit narrow is what I noticed about that radio, is that tiny bit narrow. Brian, finally working on the truck, man. What is up, Elena? How are you? If you guys could hit that thumbs up button that are in here, that would be incredible. We got a bunch of people rolling in and out here. And, yeah, we got a poll running already if you want to do that. Rookie Veteran asked, do I still have the rear wiper on the Excursion? I do. I do still have the rear wiper on both Excursions. I have never had a problem. I just put new wiper blades on them every year or so. Maybe 2 years on the rears. And I've never had a problem. What do you have going on with yours, the Rookie Veteran? I'm eating Blue Nerds today. These blue ones are even better than the purple ones. If you haven't had the Nerd Gumming Clusters yet, they're stellar. So, you're missing out if you like candy at all. And you want to, yeah. Sweet. Friction held in. Love it. See, how did I cut those? I think I took my Dremel or something and cut those off. Mine's definitely not held in by friction. Again, I had to take, I think it was the Good Company mounts. They have the little ridges on the front of them, and like I said, they hit the volume knob. And so I had to take and cut the section that's supposed to be facing out off, turn the mount around, mounted it the other way. Dang, Rookie Veteran. Yeah, what's up, Dennis? So, yeah, sounds like either that or the spring is going bad in it. Sometimes you can bend the arm a little bit to get more spring pressure, but the spring is what holds that arm down. And over 20 years, they get weak. Dinosaur Roar? What's up? How you doing? Hit that like button. Got people that just want me to say their name. Cone on the bricks, personal everyday carry, is not a nerd rope. That is this. My Leatherman sidekick, I think, is this one. Wingman. I don't know which one it is. But it's pretty awesome. That's what I carry every day. Nice, Dennis. Prince, hi, how are you? Yeah, Cone, Leatherman setup is super nice. To be able to have the pliers in handy and then have a blade and screwdrivers and all the stuff is good stuff. Nice. Yeah. Not talking about that on this. MS Rizna says, do I believe in God? Yes, I do. You're good, Cone on the Bricks. I just hate getting that way on a live like this, you know? I don't think that's not what my channel's about. So kind of just steer away from stuff like that. So just trying to keep it cool, keep it chill, not against it. Ground clearance. Yeah. Thanks, Cone on the Bricks. Peace out, buddy. Hunter's in here, man. We got almost every member of the channel in here. It just makes me feel worse for not posting enough things for you guys. I apologize. This week has been insane. So I opened a show at the theater this week that I'm actually in as well, which is funny because I just do like high school theater stuff. And so I've been on stage and doing all that stuff, and I've literally done nothing, guys. So I have hardly posted at all, so I apologize for being silent. We'll be real close, so. Dennis, that may have been true, but the wiring plugs, oh, yeah, the wiring will totally do that. Cone on the Rick says, what's my thoughts on the Ford Explorer tracks? I think he's talking about the sport tracks. Honestly, freaking love those things. They're a useless pickup truck, but I think they're cool. It's like the Chevy Avalanche. I kind of like that as well. I know a lot of people hate those things a ton, but I literally, yeah, I kind of love the Avalanche. So hit that thumbs up, guys. Donna Chamberlain, how are you doing? I don't know. It seems like this chat's going to go odd for you, but you're in here. That has a pretty darn good drivetrain in it, Cone on the Bricks. And they're pretty old now is the problem with them. So, personally, it depends on your wife. Depends on how much you want to be wrenching on something that your wife is driving. But yeah, personally, I don't have my wife in the old vehicles because I need one car that's reliable. I have enough cars that need a ton of work. So yeah. So, weird. Oh, is that right, Dennis? Your wife should. Sounds like me. Yeah, so rookie veteran, you get me. Cone on the Bricks, what I bought my wife is a 2016 Edge. I really like it. It's awesome. I searched a long time for the 3.5 liter because it's the dang it, cannot click on this person. Somebody else comment so I can click on this person and get rid of them. Yeah, so I bought her a 2016 Edge. It has a 3.5 naturally aspirated though. And they're just super good. Wow, those are some really weird messages. No problem, Cone on the Bricks. That's what I bought. But I'm a Ford guy. Love them. I think I would buy a new Explorer as well. But yeah, internet is crazy, guys. Those are some very weird comments that were hidden. Had to deal with those, as usual. Dennis, your wife's saying come to the Excursion event. You should. Have you found the event page on Facebook yet? Or are you on that email list and you got my recent emails? I started trying to get everybody over onto the event page. Sport Trek's rad. Coming on the bricks, but they're just old. So to find one with low enough miles that it's going to be reliable or that you don't have to do a bunch of work to is going to end up being like more the problem. Hey, the other thing that I was really looking at to get my wife too is the Flex. I really love the Flex. Again, I'm just a Ford guy. Can you tell? We drove the Dodges and they're terrible. Yeah, 98K miles, if it's in price, that's not that bad. The deal is still 100,000 miles on, I don't know what year they stopped making those. But the deal is, you're still going to be a 15-year-old vehicle versus the newer. Six, seven. Yeah, Dennis? Come on down, man. Rookie Veteran says buy our K5 and call it a day. No, not wrong. Yeah, it is an odd. I mean, obviously we're Excursion guys, so my first pick for an SUV is going to be an Excursion. But that's pretty big if you don't need it. It's also just rad, so everybody needs one. And then I would go to other things. But like I said, so I got my wife. We've put a lot of miles on that Edge already. Put 100,000 miles on that thing in 5 years. And it has been awesome. So yeah. Excursion's not a sedan. Excursion's not even an SUV. The Excursion's a truck. So I wouldn't call it an SUV in any way, shape, or a sedan in any way, shape, or form. A K5's not a sedan either. They're talking a K5 Blazer from the 80s. Old Chevy square body. Good stuff. Not a sedan, but it's a two-door. John, thank you. Jesus loves you too, man. Appreciate you coming in here. Oh, a K5 Kia. What the heck? Kia has a K5? Walter, yeah. I was just looking at my father-in-law's this morning trying to put headlight bulbs in this 14, though. He's got a 14 hybrid. And Ford put the header, panel, which holds the radiator and all that stuff, right behind the headlight. So you can't even just change the headlight bulbs, which is pretty annoying. Yep. That's awesome, Rookie Veteran. Yeah. Yeah. The 14 is also sweet. The hybrid setup is really nice that Ford uses. And, he averages, 45 miles per gallon or whatever. It's pretty sweet. ET, these are Cooper Discover STT Pros. Yeah, and honestly, Walter, that's a lot of cars, right? I think there's a certain time period, and that 16 Edge, the headlights are so easy to change the bulbs, it's amazing. And then some of the stuff, then it has the 3.5, so the internal water pump, and you're like, what are you guys doing? Nice. Yeah, those Buick 3.8s are good too. Doesn't bother me, Martino. I don't care, my friend. Girish from India, what's up? Oh, it's a 6-speed manual. That's probably a pretty rare car. Isabella the artist, what's up? G, what's up? We got some random people coming in here. But yeah, this is the Ford Excursion chat. Got a Sri Lanka. Wow. Yeah, it might be. I don't know. They came with the, what's the little V6? So, great, Girish. This channel is about Ford Excursion stuff. So if you have an Excursion, or you like off-roading, or you like big Ford trucks and watching them do crazy things, that is what my channel is about. Go live every week, and we just have a chat about Excursion stuff, which none of my chat people are currently talking about. And we just hang out and talk cars for a couple hours. So it's a good time. Fun to hang out with you guys. Get to know you. Oh, you're good. You're good, Conor Briggs. I'm just giving you crap. Yeah. So I'm just telling what the channel is about, and I figured I'd give you some crap. But, yeah. Dang, Beast Mode Tone, you got a F650 Super Duty. Cool, man. That is, those are fun. Those are cool. What do you tow with it? Okay, Rob, that's fine. Exactly. All of them, right? I mean, to me, it's every manufacturer. When they finally figure out how to make a good engine, which is, once every 20 years or whatever, it's very good. And then they go back to making them less reliable. As I think Brian pointed out, it's in one of my posts this week about me laughing that an older GM was pulling a newer GM around. I thought that was very funny. So... weirdest comments, guys. Tow everything. Where are you based out of? Beast Mode Towing. He's got an F650 pulling everything. Oh, man, that's rough. Yeah. I think every car manufacturer has its hit and misses, and some of them are very much misses, and some of them are very much hits. And you know what? Can't do much about it. We always joke with each other, and I give everybody a hard time about having this brand or that brand. And honestly, they all break. So it really doesn't matter. That's awesome, Beast Mode. So you're doing all on-road recovery, right? You're not like an off-road recovery guy or anything like that. Not recovery, I should say. Towing? Maybe it is recovery on-road. I don't know how that works. But that's cool. That's... I've always thought that would be a fun job, but then you got to work all the nights. So, yep, Walter, every one of them's got their junk cars. So, just got to find what you like and keep fixing it. Crap. That's awesome, man. Stinky P, chill, buddy. Hit the thumbs up button. Let me be. Giggity, that's a bold statement that I think Brian would highly disagree with, and myself. Excursions are actually extremely good in the sand. No problem, Conan on the Bricks. Have a great night. Thanks for chilling for a little bit. Appreciate you swinging by, fueling the conversation for a couple minutes, my friend. What's up, Mohammed? You're in the market for a van or a Porsche Panamera, huh? Well, those are very different vehicles, Hunter. Beast mode, this one right here is, yes, there's a 7.3 Excursion that way a little ways that I own as well. So, installing the stereo. Wow, Dennis, you're getting to real important stuff. Yes, Trey, I just did a real wheel seal on this truck. This wheel right here that we're looking at right before this last trip. And it did all right. Yes, Walter, 6.8 liters of pure speed and adrenaline and noise. Oh. Go for it, Mohammed. We'll see if it's a question that's appropriate for the channel. Yeah, this is the only thing I will say. Well, it's the same axle. This is on my 05 Sterling. Giggity, did you downshift? Sorry, downshift. Did you air down? Trey, no. I used the Napa. I went to Napa and bought the seal. Is this AI? No. Would AI have this bad a hairline? Come on. Y'all make fun of me for that all day long. So I can say, would AI be this bad? No. I'm just a dude sitting in his garage, eating nerd clusters, talking to my friends. Smooth operator. This one right here is a 6.8 liter. There's one over there, behind you. That's a 7.3. Mohammed doing just this right here. Clay Gold, you good, more blessings, thank you. Ooh, Pioneer. Just delayed install until I figure the replacement steering wheel. Did you get that steering wheel in then, Dennis? Yeah, smooth operator. I like the V10 a lot, especially for an off-road rig. This is on 40s and locked and geared and all the good stuff, and it's good. Yeah. Yeah, all right, Giggity. You did all the things that you made the Excursion suck in the sand, but that's okay. You learned. Yeah, if you air that sucker down and put it in 4 low, they float. They float real good. I have been in 4 high in my 7.3 in sand, and I would agree. If that was my only experience in sand, I would agree that they suck in sand. But this track is not that much lighter. And yeah. Well, I'll be curious to see how that other steering wheel goes. I'm curious if you're going to have to put a different clock spring in it or what. Interesting, Trey. That's great, Giggity. Popping under your driver's seat. The only thing that I felt under my driver's seat is which shouldn't be an issue at all for you. I'm just going to tell you what I have felt. The body mount's under your foot, so you can feel it more in your feet than under the seat. But my transfer case is now clocked up with the Off-Road Designs clocking ring, which I doubt you have. And so it actually hits the floor a little bit or it used to hit the floor a little bit before I built a new cross member, and I actually dropped it down just a little, just like 1/4 inch. Yeah, that felt underneath my seat, and it was. So, yeah, Trey, I think I would legit look at all the bolts for the seat. Or, like, maybe one of them is rusting off or something underneath the body. I don't know where you live or what that, so. Oh, boy. That's sketchy, Dennis. That's not good. Yeah, sorry, Trey. That's not a fun one. No problem. Yeah, I think I'd look, if you can really feel it in the seat, I think I'd sure look at those mounting bolts And yeah. Brian, you still in here? I thought you were kind of listening and posting. I need to text you. I actually like have some open dates now, so you need to get that thing fixed, and I will. I'll send you some dates, and we can figure out a day that we get to beat up on yours. Seems like a good call, Dennis. The other thing is sometimes the sensors are bad. Could you hear that it didn't have oil pressure? Because like Bob's oil light will come on a lot. No, it won't come on. It comes on when it's cold. And it's like the sensor doesn't have oil. And some people have said that that comes with like running the Lucas stuff, is that it kind of gums up the sensors. And I run the Lucas stuff. So yeah. So I have heard a lot of people. The thing is, if you have to think about it, if you didn't have oil pressure, you could probably hear it clanging. Versus like when it's running and you're like, oh, the gauge shows no oil pressure. A lot of these gauges are just a dummy gauge. So if it has below like 5 PSI or it's not getting the right pressure onto the sensor, it will tell the gauge, I don't have oil pressure, turn the light on. And yeah, I don't know a whole ton about all that, but I've heard that from a lot of people. ProLube. I've never heard of it. So that's my opinion. What is it? That sounds odd. Yeah. Kind of an interesting, if you've got no sound, because I don't know you yet, Dennis. I'm sure we'll meet at some point. But you seem like you know your way around a vehicle. And if you know your way around a vehicle decently, you can hear when there's no oil pressure. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, interesting, Giggity. Yeah, no, I've never heard of it. ProLube. No. I like the Lucas. I run the Lucas high mileage stuff. It actually helps Bob to burn less oil, which is kind of nice when I forget I'm driving it all over the place to put oil in it. Like when you do 1,000 miles over 2 days, I don't want to check the oil every time I get gas. I do it like every third time. And sometimes I forget because it's the middle of the night and I just want to go to sleep. And, you know, stuff like that. And, yeah, I don't know. Got, weird. I got home from this trip and I don't need an oil change. I haven't even told you guys about all the junk we had at Trail Hero. I blew a radiator hose at the top of the hill one day, and as I was replacing the radiator hose, I noticed that my oil cap was not on my oil fill cap, after I'd been wheeling for 3 days. And I said to myself, Self, you probably didn't put this back on last time you added oil in northern Utah. Self, go get an oil change. And so I did. And it doesn't need an oil change now, which is sucky because then it's going to need one like in Texas before the event, probably. I'm probably getting an oil change in Texas. Jiffy Lube to the rescue. Love it. Love me some Jiffy Lube. Tell me about it, Giggity. Have you tried it yet, or are you just seeing ads for it? But, moral of the story, when I got the oil change at Jiffy Lube, I forgot to buy the Lucas. And it didn't burn that much more coming home. So, I don't know. Dennis, the other thing that I have done for like a sludge or something like that in the engine, especially you got a lot of miles, I've used Marvel Mystery Oil or transmission fluid. So I'll run transmission fluid in the Jeep. So really I should put some in it right now. Because the Jeeps have those like lifter ticks and stuff. And so I'll run transmission fluid in it. for like the last couple 100 miles before transmission or before an oil change. I use my garbage. Hi, you're new. What's up? I use my garbage. Gust Santiago. I don't know you, no. Ancient Sumerian. How long have I been live? I've been live since 4 o'clock my time, so about a half an hour. Exactly 30 minutes and 17 seconds as I say this. 20 seconds now. 22 seconds now. Good to see you, buddy. Recognize the name? So, guys, I am the Ford Excursion guy on the internet. I was told by a friend to stop saying I want to be that guy and just be that guy because I am. And I am here just hanging out with some friends. Would love to answer Ford Excursion-related questions today. Just have a comrade friend to talk about your Ford Excursion. I hate to say problems because we all have problems. But your Ford Excursion ideas, interests, and yes, sometimes we have Ford Excursion problems as well. So if you're interested in subscribing to that kind of content, I do this live every week. Also do, off-road videos. This truck is built for off-roading. And I also do, what else do I do? Oh, we've got a great coupon to Skyjacker. If you are doing anything to your suspension on your Excursion, you should use it. It's Geeks 4x4 That'll get you 10% off. And of all your purchases on Skyjacker, so that's pretty awesome. And we're also doing an event. Somebody already mentioned it in the comments. We're doing an Excursion event next year, April 9th through the 12th, Maris Adventure Park in Texas. It's going to be epic. We're going to have as many excursions as possible, and we want to see you there. So if you're an Excursion owner and you want to know more about the event, go to my Facebook page, Geeks 4x4. Under the event tab, so under more on that top layer, you're going to see events, and under there you're going to see the Excursion event, and that is where you want to be. All right, Giggity says, I'm the Excursion guy. Appreciate that, Giggity. Appreciate that. Hunter says he likes Power Punch for additives, or Arc Oil 9100 for a friction modifier. The clapped out 5.3 Tahoe says, how should I fix a tick that's not from the motor on my V10 Excursion? Tell me more about this tick. Clapped out 5.3. Brian likes Arc Oil too. Diesels really responded well to that. Ancient Sumerian, I don't know if I've watched that exact video. I did watch a lot of the first videos on what Jammin did to that Excursion, but I don't remember everything. It's been a long time. Dennis says he's going to sideline the Navigator. Not a bad deal. He's got 400,000 miles on this Navigator, guys. 5.4 with 400,000 miles. Pretty crazy. Yeah. Brandon Shields, 0. So, yeah. 5.3 Tahoe, I'm waiting for your response. Tell me about this tick. Brian, we're talking about additives. Like I said, I use the Lucas in my oil. And then in the gas, I started doing, well, this company, Ethanol Shield, sent me a bunch of stuff to try. So I've got their stuff in Bob right now, their fuel stabilizer, because the thing just sits a lot. It starts and runs like crap when it sits for like a month. It's really weird. It misses and all kinds of stuff. You said it's a tick, huh? Coming from under the second row. So here's an idea for you. Clapped out 5.3. The second is, it's not a captain's chair, as I imagine. The second row in the big seat, so on the driver's side, there is a bar that is riveted between the two mounts on that seat, and it's riveted across the carpet. I wonder if one of those rivets has worn its way out or broken or something in there, and that bar is just sitting down there doing this. Just a random thought. That's something that could do that. I'll throw it at you. It's not what this is about. Yeah, Claptop 5.3. That's my best. That's my biggest and best. From that, I would look really into the seat. Start banging on the seat. See if you can find stuff around the seat that's making some movement and things. Those seats actually shake a lot when there's not people in them, and so things like that can actually break and pop out. Custom Works, Gospel for 7.3 owners. Custom Works. I've never heard of them, Ancient Sumerian. 7.3 guys, we have a lot of people that really know what they're doing, and honestly, more companies are doing more things for the 7.3s right now because people are starting to buy 7.3s because they don't have DEF and just a good old reliable motor. Yeah, I got you 5.3. That's just my guess, man. There's not much underneath. You could have like the exhaust heat shield possibly loose underneath, but other than that, not really sure. That's awesome, Ancient Sumerian. I don't have a 1,000,000-mile 7.3 yet. I have a 350,000-mile 7.3. I don't really want it to have 1,000,000 on it because then I have to rebuild it. So, Dan, that is a very big truck. I am not standing though, but it is a Ford Excursion on 40s. So, yeah. Yep. Nasik asks, automatic or a manual? And I'm going to say a manual transmission every time. Even though that's an auto, but that's a manual right there. But that's an auto behind you. And that's also an auto in the driveway. I like manual better. Somebody from Egypt. What's up? How are you doing? Guys, the Super Chat is also open. You are welcome to donate. You are welcome to do sticker things. You're welcome to do all those things. Those are open and rolling. Whatever you want to donate or not donate, that's fine with me. Just glad to have people chatting. Love talking to you guys in the comments, so keep them coming. You know what, Ancient Sumerian? I've thought about that a lot, actually, recently. I've never owned a Super Duty. I've never owned a pickup truck. I've owned a lot of cars, but I've actually never owned a pickup truck. An actual pickup. Dan says save the manuals. So right. My favorite car. Well, this is the Ford Excursion channel. It says Ford Excursion right up there. I think it has to be the Ford Excursion. So that's what I'm going to claim as my favorite car. Because these are really good. Yeah, really good. If you're in here and you have not hit that thumbs up button, you should make that. Yeah, dude, these gummies are so freaking good. I like, whatever. Plasma Zombie, hit the thumbs up button, and then I'll think about saying what you want me to say. Whoa. Whoa, giggity. It's 100 calories for 16 pieces. As we've been talking, I've had 45 pieces. So, is that low? I really don't care. But I'm just asking for a friend. How many pieces are in? Oh, there's 8 servings a container. That's great. Yeah. First ingredients, corn syrup. What up, Patty? What up, Neff? How you doing? Nice, Hunter. Compared to Hershey's. I mean, these are just all artificial. Which is probably a lot worse. It's fine. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. I appreciate you being around, talking, asking questions. Bring it on. Patty says he wants an Expedition. I have an Excursion. That's an Excursion. There's one behind you. Yep, this is the Ford Excursion channel. And I have Excursions. I have a problem with Excursions. It's great. The reason Excursions are better, Patty, is because they have a solid axle. But if you just want a nice, solid driving car, just to move around kids and to move around stuff, the Ford Expedition is a super nice vehicle and can do what you want. But if you want the best towing SUV ever built, and an SUV that's not actually an SUV, it's more of a pickup truck, you're going to want an Excursion. Ancient Sumerian, he's asking about the blue or the red top steering pump thingy, and I think what he's talking about, well, let's clarify what he's talking about, is the steering box. The steering pump is still factory on both of my trucks. I really need a bigger one in this one pretty badly. But the steering boxes are both Redhead. I really like Redhead. They are an excellent company. They build them right over in Post Falls, Idaho, and they stand behind their stuff. I have not had a single issue with them. Nisa, I don't love the Expedition. I love the Ford Excursion. So yeah, Ancient Sumerian. I'm a Redhead guy. Just kidding. And I really like the Redhead. Yeah, so Giggity says his dad just got a 2012 Expedition EL, which is the extended length Expedition. 3 inches shorter on the inside. The thing is, it's not just 3 inches shorter. It's also narrower and shorter this way, like all the stuff. And it definitely is like a little bit more high class than an Excursion because it's newer. I mean, if Ford built a new Excursion, the level of luxury would be insane. My thought is they build a new one, it's going to have massaging seats 3 rows. Let's go. Oh, you're good, Ancient Sumerian. Yeah, so I have so this is a 6.8 truck. So I don't know if you've seen some of this build. This truck here is coil swapped. It's got a 4-link from PMF on it, and then Skyjacker coils and Skyjacker shocks. So yeah, I love everything about the Ford Excursion. It would probably be $200,000 for a new Ford Excursion, and it is what it is. But if we had 3 rows of massaging seats, it wouldn't be too bad. Griff asked if I'm a cop. No. Just a guy that likes Ford Excursions. Currently has a stash. Better be bigger than the old one? Ancient Sumerian, you're not wrong. It better be freaking huge. Bigger by meaning we want a 138 wheelbase instead of a 137. And we want it to be 230 inches long instead of 227 so that it still fits in the garage. But it's bigger. Holy crud. A 2025 Escalade for $2.25. Woo! Yeah. Friendly Spectator. What's up, man? My views on BMWs. Personally, you're not going to like my views on BMWs. I don't understand why anybody would pay that much money for that kind of car. It doesn't make any sense to me. I would never own one of those vehicles. Servicing them is extremely expensive. And, yeah, not my type of car at all. Really dislike them. It's my opinion. Ancient Sumerian says the only ones that are cool are the old V10s. Did BMW have a V10? I don't know. So legit, I don't know anything about them, and I do not care. They're an overpriced car that is not impressive to me. And yeah, tell us how you really think. I know, I'm not good at telling my own feelings on the internet, but that's my feelings. Patty, why do the Excursion prices make you sad? They're not bad. I got Excursions up here in Pacific Northwest for $3,000, $3,500 all day long. GE is selling an F-150, if anybody wants one of those. But we're the Excursion chat in here, so who needs a pickup when you have an Excursion? I don't. Don't at all. Yikes. Yeah, see, Giggity, and Giggity just proved my exact point by telling me about this V10 and helping me learn it. he just talked about how the fact of the they need a lot of work. That is $40,000 worth. True GE logos, except have you ever heard of a trailer? I just hook a trailer up whenever I need to do any of that. It's really not a big deal. I know towing a trailer is scary to a lot of people. To me, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me at all. So, yeah. I know GE logos love it. GE logos goes, nah, never heard of a trailer. It is. But isn't that like a funny point, right? Like I get told that all the time. It's like, well, what if you need to do this? I'm like, I have a trailer. Like it's not a big deal. I don't want to have that. Most people I know with a pickup up here have a camper on it anyway, like a cab shell. And the thing is, if you have a cab shell pickup, an SUV like the Excursion, or even a is better. Because in a pickup, if you have a cab shell on it and you have a 5.5 foot bed, you have 5.5 feet and you're locked into that. But in a Suburban didn't even puke that time, you have 8 feet to the front seats when you lay everything down. And the whole rest of the time, it's all dry inside and locked. Like, why not? What are we doing? SUVs are better. You don't want to tow a trailer? Learn how to back it up. It's not hard. Ricky Rick says, happy birthday, Kelsey. I don't know who Kelsey is, but happy freaking birthday, Kelsey. Yeah, plus 3 people. Exactly. So Giggity goes, I have a V10 Excursion, a 5x10 trailer, and it does everything an F-250 can do, plus 3 people. Actually, you do more than an F-250 can do because your trailer is lower and you can get things in it easier than the bed of a pickup truck. Friendly Spectator says he's turning 29. Life feels super fast and overwhelming. You know what, my friend? Life will do that to you, but you just got to be positive. You got to find the good things in life. You got to find your people. You got to love on those people and care about those people and just live life. Love is the best thing. Caring about people, being nice to people, doing your best, working hard, and trying to find something that makes you happy, my friend. Ancient Sumerian, did the alcohol collab... I don't know. No problem, Ricky Ricks. Ancient Sumerian said, did the alcohol collab make you consider modding the height of your coilovers and cutting into the engine bay? So I don't have coilovers. He doesn't either. Yeah, GE logos. You gotta learn how to back up a trailer. Bora Reba, my maid, says I hate you. Love you too, buddy. Thanks for the love in the comments. Yep, friendly spectator. It's always gonna be like that. You just gotta keep loving on people. Ancient Sumerian, what are you thinking of? Hey, I know, my friend. I know. Volka from Germany. GE logo says, nah. Only drive forward, no reverse. Well, if you only drive forward, then you don't need to learn how to back up a trailer. Just tow a trailer forward only. That's fine. Ancient Sumerian, let's dive into that a little bit, though, because this is something that's super interesting. There's a reason I don't have coilovers. There's also a reason he doesn't have coilovers. Because coilovers in trucks like ours, his is a little bit taller than mine, not much. But mine is so low that I would have a coilover with like 4 to 6 inches of travel. And right now I have almost 10 inches of travel on each corner. But if I redid the whole mount and put the coilover all the way to the hood, which I'd have to build a crossover bar and like all kinds of different cool things, which I might do someday. We'll see. We'll see. if I get enough things that I get to do this again, I'm going to do more dumb things to this truck. I've had to pick up a job, and I have so many things going that I don't even have time to tinker on this truck anymore, and it's really sad to me because I just love working on it and trying to make videos for you guys, even though the videos suck and don't get any views. It's fine. It's fine. Friendly Spectator asked, what do I do? He's on the live. So, Friendly Spectator, this page is the Ford Excursion channel. So, if you've ever seen the big old SUV, this one's sitting right behind me, that Ford built in the early 2000s, I am the guy that you come to when you need a door lock actuator. You need to figure out how to replace it yourself, or, you know, little tips and tricks that you might not have known about your Ford Excursion, or also just building a crazy Ford Excursion to take off-roading. And that's the guy that I am. So I do lots of off-road content and all that other stuff. So, Dennis. Yeah. Dennis goes, my former CDL instructor says the secret to backing is to make sure you never have to. That's great. Facilo Mabrek, I butchered the heck out of that name. Says, great truck. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Whatever, just got themselves deleted. 46 Rat Rod, a little bit. Talk to me more. ASAD. I have no idea what you're talking about. Bye. I can just show you what we got going on in the garage here. There's a Jeep and a truck. But I'm just sitting here trying to keep up on this and hang out with you guys. So if you want to see more things on the truck, there's a bunch of long-form video on this channel. And we got all kinds of different stuff. So easy to just click into the channel, watch some different stuff, and you'll get a great look at this truck doing way more cool things than sitting in the garage looking dented. Ancient Sumerian. He didn't really mod his coils for more flex. I'm still not sure what you're talking about. He really, like, his coil, he custom built those coil buckets because nobody was making the parts at the time. And he's outlaw. He can build anything. It's very impressive. His fabrication skills are top notch. I'm not sure. I would love to actually get that truck on the CTI trailer as well. I just don't know what the weight, like the CTI trailer has, it seems like a weight limit. And I would love to see that thing flexed out because I'm curious if it is better than Bob. I'm curious. It'd be just interesting. What's funny is we both actually have the same rear springs. He's still got the factory blocks in it. And I don't think he has a shackle flip on it. And then my buckets, the video you watched on somebody modifying buckets for Moreflex might have been mine. I don't know. I took mine and I cut mine. They were squared off from PMF, and I took them and I cut them at 45s on the corners so that the tire wouldn't rub as bad. So, Brusso from Naples, Italy. Yes, sir. I am from the USA. Ben asked, what's my favorite Adam Sandler movie? It is... I'm going to say... That's a hard one, man. The two that are popping into my head, I like 50 First Dates. I think it's a cool one. And I like Happy Gilmore a lot. Those would be my top two, I think. Richard from Atlantic Canada Land. You're even. The best answer is, correct answer is click. Great. Jack and Jill. Nice. Nice. Yeah, what is everybody in the comments favorite Adam Sandler movie? Let's hear it. Would love to hear it. Yes, Ancient Sumerian. It's, well, I mean, there's no headliner. There will be soon. I already have the headliner. You guys are really gonna like it. I came up with something really cool. But I'm waiting to put it in until I do the cage, and then there's no interior panels essentially from the second doors back. So. Great, Brusso. Appreciate it. Jack and Jill. I was like, I don't know that I've even seen Jack and Jill. Is that even a movie? What is your favorite, Giggity? Let's hear it. Mr. Deeds. I freaking love that movie, too. It's a good one. The other one I like is, it's going to come out that I watch too many movies with my wife. Just go with it. He's just excellent in some of those, man. That guy is, he's impressive. Thank you, Brusso. Mr. Deeds is probably the most, yeah. I don't know, Happy Gilmore, though. And honestly, they did a pretty good job with Happy Gilmore, too. I don't know that it's in the top of the movies because it's really, to me, it's not its own movie, you know. Thank you for sending a gift, Lamp Ham, whatever that is. I appreciate that. I don't know how those gifts work at all, but I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Needs all the pillars beefed up, in honesty. The roof on these trucks is only rated for like 300 pounds. And if you go out to your Excursion and you push right in front of, on the front side of your rack tracks in the factory, that whole section of the roof will move. So, I know it needs a cage. It's going to get one, but hasn't been there yet. That's great, Lamp Ham Boys. I appreciate that. Are you an Excursion owner, Lamp Ham Boys? Yeah, I know they turn into stuff, so I will figure it out. But I seriously do appreciate it. It is huge, man. Dude, you sent another one? Dang, appreciate it. Yeah, so Lamp Ham Boys, are you an Excursion guy? Or you just coming in spreading some love, man? I appreciate the love and encouragement from sending some gifts. That's really cool. Cool, man. That's awesome. Yeah, we're talking about our favorite Adam Sandler movies, Lamp Ham Boys. Do you have a favorite Adam Sandler movie? Bottom of the bag. Just nerds. Oh, Lamp Ham, you got an F-250. Sweet. Same era or what? LTL shipping. You know, Hunter, if I knew what LTL stood for, maybe. Dude, I'm just the delivery guy. I really don't know much about it. I can ask, though. Ancient Sumerian. Frank Forley won $10,000 at the casino tonight. Wow, good for you, Frank. That's awesome. Every time I go to a casino, I lose money, so you're doing way better than me. Super Chat's open if you want to donate some of that to me. I kid. You don't need to do that, but I'm glad you're here. Depends on the Fastenal branch and all that. You'd probably go to that. Landon Outdoors goes, have you ever went to Hot Springs Off-Road Park in Arkansas? No, I have not wheeled further east than well, I shouldn't say that, though. I've wheeled in Missouri, but I have not wheeled in Arkansas. Oh, yeah. Oh, Hunter. A pallet? We don't need a pallet. I'll come get a pallet. Lamp Ham Boys sent a Sunday, too. Like, these are neat things. Lamp Ham Boys are sending all kinds of random things. I wish I could eat that Sunday. Yeah, Hunter, I just need to come get this crap, man. I feel bad. I've not done that. Landon Outdoors. Yeah, if I ever make it out to Arkansas, I actually have heard of that place. It's called Hot Springs. Yeah. And, yeah, Lamp Ham Boys now sending a marshmallow. Love it. We're sending all the cool stuff, man. I love this. This is hilarious. So So, cool, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, Landon, are you based in Arkansas, real close to Hot Springs? I don't know why I've heard of that park. Is that no? That's somewhere in Oklahoma. That's got that weird waterfall, cool waterfall climb. Yeah, I would love to wheel. I mean, my major goal with this truck is to just wheel all over the country with it, man. So, thank you, Lampan boys. I super appreciate it, man. I'm glad to have a fellow truck owner. I know you're not an Excursion owner, but just somebody that just cares. And anywhere, and then yeah, Daniel Garcia, no. Lampan boys just sent a dancing disco. I don't know if y'all saw that. That was pretty freaking cool. Yeah, you guys can send those stickers too. Pretty cool. Let's hear from you guys. What is your favorite vehicle you have ever owned? Here's some comments of favorite vehicle you've ever owned. I would love to see that in the comments. Obviously, it's the Excursion page, so if you say anything other than a Ford Excursion, you're just wrong. Yeah. All right. Giggity, let's let some people answer, and then I want to answer your question, okay? We got some answers to favorite car. Kia Amonte. I don't even know what that is. Nissan 180 SX. The 180 SX. Those are sweets. Acura MDX. Man, those are junk, Lampan boys. Just kidding. Working with Walter says a 78 78 Malibu. Ooh, that's a sweet ride. Except it's post-smogs. That's not as cool. That's awesome. Thanks, you guys, for coming in. 98 Dodge Viper. Oh, yeah, Giggity. You said you had a Viper. That's so cool. They're fast. The MDXs? Nice. That's great. The older MDXs were like piles of hot garbage. So they were really bad. Lampan over here sending more stickers. He's timesing it by tons over here. And it's just rolling in here. It's just really entertaining. Ancient Sumerian. So no, because I don't do water crossings. Froggy Boy wants a shout out. I got you. Yeah, I know, but you don't. But you still have all the smog equipment in 78. Have you considered a snorkel for Bob? The Giggity, I'm gonna get to you too. Or ask that. Just copy and paste that comment back down here, Giggity. No, not really, because I don't do water crossings like you guys do other places. Literally, when I went to Missouri, that was one of the questions that his name's Brandon asked me was how deep can I ford? And I was like, literally, I have no idea because I've never really gone through it. Turns out 40 inches is just fine. I need to put my breathers up a little taller than the frame because the tires are actually over the frame. But I did check all the fluids and they were fine. But you have to realize the air filter for this engine is at 48 inches probably-ish right now. So it's pretty legit high. And if I'm going to go through more than that, I really don't want to go through it. We were above the steps with water in Missouri, and that was plenty. I'm good. Like, if I need to, I will, but it's not that big a deal, you know. Okay. S&M says that he only owns German cars, which is just like expensive maintenance bills, I guess. Giggity said, how did I get into off-roading? How do I know where I can go? And do I just show up and hope for the best? How did I get into off-roading? Giggity, I actually just was raised in it. So I was raised in the Southern California desert. We have tons of open BLM land out here, out west. It's very different from, you guys in Texas have some of it, but like as you get more and more east, you have to get a lot of private parks. In Texas, you have a lot of private parks. That's why we're going to Maris. It's cool stuff, right? And so we just I grew up in the back seat of Jeeps, and my dad had Bronco when I was super young, and then Jeeps as I got older, and I bought little like Chinese mini buggy, which is like a little, Chinese go-kart with the suspension, 250cc, 2-speed transmission stuff. and we ran all over the desert as kids. And then when I started driving, I got my Jeepster and started going and went to places that I knew because I had grown up there. How I know where to go in a new place now, I like to call on and find somebody local that has been around and can show me around a little bit. I also have had Onyx memberships. Onyx is a mapping app that will show you all the trails close to you, and give you like literally a map to follow, and give you all the stuff, which is really cool. Trails Off Road's another one. There's a bunch of really good ones. Onyx is, I don't know, they're all great. Carter Tracks is also great for all those things. Carter Tracks is the best one at Sand Hollow, and yeah. And yes, that's how I know where to go and do that. But I do like when I went to Missouri, I was like, I want to go explore, but I want to go explore with somebody that actually knows, versus going by myself. Especially, I'm a long ways from home, so even if I haven't met the guy, which is sketchy. My wife didn't like that, but Brandon's awesome, so we'd go back and wheel with him any day, and he, just knowing all the stuff and taking to all the really cool things and doing that, it's just really neat to get out there and do it. So my suggestion for you, if you want to start getting into off-roading, find the people. Ask on the Excursion pages. Get onto there's a Ford Excursion off-road page, and I bet there's a bunch of guys around you in Texas that do something with an Excursion. I have no clue what they do down there, if they're trying to rock crawl or if they're doing overland stuff, if that's even possible down there. I know some of those back roads and stuff are cool. We were on a bunch of them on Ultimate Adventure, all the dirt roads back down there in Texas. So, Walter says, first engine rebuild they ever did was a 350. That's awesome. Corvette heads and made it to the tire. Good old burnouts. Good. What's up, the goat? How are you? First engine rebuild I did was on a Buick 231 Oddfire in my Jeepster. Second one was I've only done those two, I think. Was the 460 in Rick's service truck. So yeah. Yeah. Kind of interesting. So what else we got for Ford Excursion stuff? You guys want to pick my brain anymore? Like I said, you can pick my brain more on off-road if you want. Giggity, the other thing is just come to the event, man. We'll get you through. The interesting thing with the event, my favorite thing is to take people where I know, to get you into it. So like, I was huge. Brian came down in Sand Hollow, and he's done some wheeling before, so he, felt pretty confident as an Excursion, and then got to Sand Hollow, and the stuff is different, and nobody was there to help him, and then it was like not a good experience, and I was like, just come with me, Brian, please. And I hope I saved that for him, but all that stuff was great to to be able to come with somebody that knows an Excursion too is a whole different thing. So, oh, interesting. Yankee Lake Truck Night. Oh, Giggity, I thought you were in Texas. You're in North Carolina. You've only ever been to the beach. You have mountains, but they're a long ways away. That seems extreme. Where in North Carolina are you? Because I have some great friends that are up there. They don't wheel that much around there, though. But they're like a North Beach Recovery. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or if you're close to them. They're good friends of mine. Somebody asked, is this a 7.3? Simon, this is a 6.8. There's a 7.3 behind you. I'm glad to hear it, Brian. I need to figure out how to like do this for a living. I would just love to go around and help people do it, because off-roading can be very scary and it's hard. That's awesome, Walter. Do they have a stock center console? Yes, I do. I do, Ancient Sumerian. I am a fan of the stock center console. A lot of people are not. I like having the ability to put my knee down between it. Not put it down between it, but like, I also like to be able to scoot across the seats if I really need to sometimes. But I had a friend that was in high school that wrecked Chevy 1500 with that console that goes all the way to the dash, and he's tall like me, and his knee got put in, and it broke his femur in that crutch of the dash. And I always figured with the Excursion, the way that's open like that, I'm a tall guy, and so if I ever got a thing and the dash came in, my knee would lay down, and that would hurt my hip really bad and dislocate my hip instead of breaking my femur. So, dang, Simon. Well, nice work. Sounds like you did a great job working with Walter. That's great. You're 20 minutes south of Raleigh, North Carolina. Dang, that's wild, Walter. Yeah, the mud bog stuff I've never gotten into. I hate cleaning up mud off of my stuff, so never been a massive fan of mud. I'll do it if I've gone out and gone in the Jeep and rescued people in the middle of winter up on muddy mountains and crap, and literally drive back to the car wash immediately when I get back into town. It is, yeah, I hate it. I hate cleaning it. Yeah, giggity. So like I said, I've got some great people. They don't necessarily wheel out. They actually come out a lot. Working with Walter. Oh, you had to do it. Greg, Mark, what a personal question that I don't need to answer. What the frick? Guys, you get to be on me in here this every week and just watch. We're asking random people on the internet if they're circumcised. I mean, that's great, but like, really? That's an appropriate question? No, it's not. Wow. All right. Oh, they're amazing. They're so amazing. Yeah. I'm so glad to have some other guys with me, you guys with me every week to just laugh about this, because this is like almost the funniest part. LDZ, what up, my friend? This is like the funniest part, is just seeing people do weird things, and you're like, what? What is this? What does this even mean? Why are you asking me this? So, hey, there's more thumbs up that needs to happen. So if you're in here and you have not hit that thumbs up, you should totally do that. Ancient Sumerian, I don't. So, I mean, it's painted underneath, and most of the bottom of the body is painted with, like, truck bed liner paint, same as the frame. But for a lot of reasons, right? Caesar, thank you. I don't drive this truck in the winter near as much as a lot of you guys do. I actually don't drive either of my Excursions. As much as possible, I don't drive them in the winter. Just because now I really like them. No, not now. I've always really liked them. But, like, if I can help it, I'm not going to drive my irreplaceable vehicles in the winter because people are morons. And everybody's like, well, the Excursion's great in the snow. You're right. If the snow is deep and I have to get the Excursion out, I will. It's not a big deal. But the best vehicle I own in the snow is my wife's Edge. The all-wheel drive system works 100 times better than the Excursion four-wheel drive because it can tell which wheel it wants to go where and all that. Duck Ninja Dad made it in. The legend. What is up? LDZ is ready to go live. Dude, get those memberships up and get that live going. Working with Walter, diesel fuel, use gear oil, engine oil, and a garden sprayer, and the mud just falls off. That's great. Giggity, if the truck is sitting outside and I'm like gonna daily it or something like that, and I have on periodically, I will plug it in. But if I'm just like no, mostly. Also, it is sitting in a garage, so no, not really. The G Home says, oversized tire, oversized rim, incorrect offset, rolling death trap. Super interesting because my wheel is a 17, which is factory for these axles. And my offset It's -12, which is factory for the original axles on this truck. And the tires are 40s. So they work just fine. But if you want to come on the internet and yell at people, you're doing a great job. So thanks for that. And I'm glad to have you in here. Thanks for sharing your great opinion. So, yeah. Duck Ninja Dad, how big a lift? So, stock. Yes, giggity. Duck Ninja Dad says, how big a lift? Let's dive into that for just a second here. So, this truck is lifted, kind of. Remember, it's got stock springs out back and a 1-inch shackle. Or, sorry, a 1-inch block. It also has a shackle flip, so that's kind of lifted kind of in the back. Let's just put it this way. This is maybe easier. Stock, center hub to fender measurements. We all know these. They're 23.5-ish on the front, between 20 and 23 on the front. Or sorry, 23 and 23.5 on the front. The rear was 24. This truck sits at 25, almost dead. That's so technically an inch and a half of lift. Duck Ninja Dad. Giggity says, better than 24-inch wheel with a 23-inch tire. That's my thought, Giggity. Yeah. Ancient Sumerian says, I don't know if liquid spring is legit, but I would love to get those on an excursion for a daily. I don't know what those are. Missed them. No problem, Duck Ninja Dad. Yeah, everybody always thinks... You have to remember this truck looks a lot more lifted because the rocker cut. And, like, the bumper cut, right? So the bumper's sitting at my shoulder as I'm sitting down, this back bumper. I got to rework my bumpers a little bit. They're not quite strong enough. I got to work on that. Need some more strength. Ancient Sumerian, yeah, sure. I mean, portal axles are just a thing you can bolt onto the outside of these axles. I just don't know why. Like, you don't need the gear reduction on an Excursion, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a big believer in portals. I'm really impressed at what Dirt Lifestyle's Nate has built with his portals. I think that's really impressive on the Tacoma, but I'm just not a big thing. Working with Walter says that these liquid springs or whatever they're talking about, self-leveling leaf springs. Interesting. I did not see that. I wasn't at SEMA, but I did not. My confidants did not send me pictures, so I didn't see anything on that. I'll have to check it out. Giggity said, do I have a winch, and have I ever had to use it? Yes, I have a winch. I have a Warren 1200, sorry, 12S, I think is what it is. Is it a Xenon 12S? Synthetic line, 12,000 pound winch is what it is. I have used it. Had to use it is a really strong statement. The truck was not like massively stuck in the position that it was. It was doing hard left turn, not this year, but last year at Trail Hero without the lockers, and I just couldn't get it to grab. And I hooked the line and pulled the truck up a little bit to get back where I had tires on the ground where it would drive out of it. And so I did that, and I've used it to pull other Jeeps and stuff, and I used it to pull that 8,000 pound canter up the side of the hill. J.S. Neal says, what is the exhaust setup on the Bob Excursion? It has JBA headers, factory, like ram. I think it's called the Ram's Horn Y pipe. It has the one that goes forward and then back. No reducer. And then it has a MagnaFlow on it. And it dumps before the axle. Duck Ninja Dad, what am I a cheater on? Come on. Come on, what am I cheating on? Getting up obstacles with the winch instead of lockers. Well, when you try something like 4 times and you can't do it without a locker, I don't want to back off. It's more fun to just pull yourself up it. This year, the truck drove right up it, though, so that's cooler. I agree. Definitely do agree. Yeah, that was a much needed win at the end of the week that we had at Trail Hero, to have it drive up hard left really nicely, like it was meant to. Felt good. JS Neal, love it, man. Pick my brain as much as you want, my friend. I even have consulting that I offer now, so if you want to talk to me on the phone and just talk for a little while, it's not that much money. I'm trying to make this thing make a little bit of money. I would love to help guys like you build an awesome truck. So, like, that's what I'm about. I'm also sitting right here right now, so, ask away. Ancient Sumerian says, do I have a central tire inflation system? Hell no. That is so expensive, and I don't think it's... I don't understand. I get it, I guess, but... be more, it is. It's cool. A central tire inflation system is very cool. I'm a simple guy, and I have the cool Apex Rapid valves that just pop and pull the air out, and then I have a 4-tire inflation system with a dual piston compressor. So, Walter says headers, have to get headers for these to make them sound so much better. See, I didn't hear a difference in the sound of mine with the headers at all. I maybe have a tiny bit more low-end power, but I had already had the MagnaFlow and stuff on it. Is it a I don't even know what. I think it's a MagnaFlow. It might be a Flowmaster. I don't really know what it is. And I had that on it before, so I really didn't tell a big difference, except that it stopped ticking, which was worth it. I don't know if it was worth 6 weeks worth of work, but it was worth like 3 of them. So, but yeah, it sounds pretty good. It's not unbearably loud driving down the highway, and it's not so quiet when you get on it that nobody knows it exists. When you get on it, everybody knows it exists. It's loud. But if you're just cruising, it's barely in the exhaust note with the 488s. So, this guy with a really long name says, do I like the Nissan Patrol? Never seen one. We don't have those things here in the States, so they look really cool, but I've never seen one wheel. I'm pretty sure that's the same muffler I have, Giggity. I think that's what it is. It's like because I remember the 40 number and all this stuff. So, Walter, I just watched the Seahawks pummel people, so you can root on the Steelers. That's fine, but Seahawks are looking pretty darn good. So good luck with that. That old man over there's gotta stay upright. You guys will be all right. So. Yeah, I like the way these things sounds. Game, did it just start? No, it starts at 6. I don't know what time that thing starts, but... Yes, 19, Ragnarok. Ragnarok. This is a Ford Excursion, which I don't think you guys got. This is a massive SUV that Ford built from 2000 to 2005. It's on the F-250 frame, and so it's got all 1-ton running gear and all that stuff. And this one's been really done up for off-roading. So it's on 40s. I've actually taken 12 inches out of the back of it and kept it really low and stuff. So it's pretty different, pretty cool. So... Dang, Walter, that's probably not quiet. a 24-inch glass. I mean, it's a long glass pack. I'll give you that, but it is not a. It's not a quiet setup. Oh, game just started. Well, time to begun. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I was watching the Seahawks before I come in there. Oh, cool. That's great, Ragnarok. Seen what in Russia? Excursions? Yeah, excursions exist in Russia. I think they exist in Iceland, but I don't know that I've ever seen one or heard from anybody in like, I don't know, where are you from, Ragnarok? Are you in Australia or New Zealand? I'm guessing that's where you are because you were asking about what were you asking about? He's on patrol. Oh, Sweden. Oh, there's excursions in Sweden. I think there's a guy that actually I've talked to before that's in Sweden with an excursion, and I bet he's like one of 6 in the country or something. But they exist in Sweden. But yeah, they're pretty sweet. So, Ancient Sumerian, it technically is not. Still weight-wise, well, actually, no. Hummer did it. Still height-wise, I think. The length has been beaten now by the Grand Wagoneer, the monster length Grand Wagoneer. And the width, I think the width is also beaten by the Grand Wagoneer. The length was beaten by the last generation Escalade, was like half an inch longer. Those things are freaking massive. Yeah, they, we shouldn't be saying much because we have excursions, but they're huge. Still wouldn't drive one, but they're huge. So, yep. You are right. So either ChatGPT is wrong now, but it's probably getting it from me, saying the Ford Excursion. All right, let me just get ChatGPT. The Ford Excursion is the largest vehicle ever made. The Ford Excursion is the largest SUV ever made. The Ford Excursion is a truck. ChatGPT, the Ford Excursion is a truck. How's that? I'm trying to cue it in so when it listens and tries to learn from me. The Ford Excursion is a truck. ChatGPT, your response to is the Ford Excursion the biggest SUV? Well, technically, the Ford Excursion is a truck. Okay, I'm doing my best to train it. I got you guys covered. Yep. Yeah, their prices, that's just a Chrysler product. The Chrysler product Chrysler, or Stellantis, is building absolute hot garbage for vehicles. So I drive it's a brand new van. It's probably a 25 Ram ProMaster for work. And the thing literally is, it has 14,000 miles on it. It'll pop up once every like 3 months that it needs a rear brake light. It'll show up for 2 times and then it'll go away. It ticks, it clicks, it has all the creaks and clanks. It creaks worse than my Excursion that has 350,000 miles on it. It's 25 years old. It's crazy. If I could design the new Excursion, living for Christ, I am deeply loved, and I love you, my friend, for coming in and talking about Jesus. Thank you for spreading the love, spreading the word. Jesus is the only way. If I could design an Excursion today, if I could build a new one, yeah. So anyway, I would put it I'd do the exact same thing, right? I'd take an F-250, and I would consider making the entire body out of aluminum because of weight, and then I would slap it on that F-250 chassis, do the same big old gas tank, honestly, probably put the spare tire in the exact... I would build essentially what we have, just new. The same style back doors. Make sure you can fit a 4x8 sheet of wood in it. I would give it all the engine options. I'd like to see it, the availability of getting a 7.3 gasser in it, and the 6.8, the new one they just released, and a 6.7. And I would wait long enough so it doesn't have to have def. I'd get rid of the third row ridge. That would be what I would do on the inside, is make it to where all the seats folded flat and could stay in it, like the new Suburbans. So, like, you can always have your third row, but it could lay flat. Does that make sense? Essentially raising the floor a little bit. But they do that in the minivans, and then they did that in, like, the new Suburbans are that way. So my brother bought a new Suburban, and he can lay his third row down, put all the crap in it, get somewhere, empty all the crap, and still have his third row, where we have to carry it upright or whatever, you know. So that would be nice to have all the seats lay flat. Third row ridge, though. Are you talking about, like, the footwell ridge? I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I don't hate that footwell. It's actually nice when everything's flat because you can still store stuff underneath. Yeah, exactly, Giggity. It's just annoying because either you have your third row or you don't. Emmett says, what's your favorite 4x4? It's obviously the Ford Excursion because I'm the Ford Excursion guy, my friend. It's a trick question. Yeah, I don't hate the rear seat a ton, but the fact of the matter is, if I could get somewhere and have the ability to have my other, my third row, that would be nice. Or to just not have to take it out and store it somewhere. Like, I would just leave it down most of the time, but then I wouldn't have to store it somewhere, and it would just be sitting there. So, it's in there right now, but I had my LJ rear seat in the garage sitting over there for, like, the last 3 years because I didn't use it. I love Jeep Liberties. Heck no, I don't have a Liberty. Ancient Sumerian says the new Excursion got to keep the barn doors. To me, I think you do. And then I think what you do with the barn doors is you do what a lot of us have done. You put a cool table on them, or you put great or you put great storage in them, or you do something like that, right? Where you make the barn doors extremely utilitarian so that we could store stuff in them, and or have a off-road table in them or something like that, and still having that third piece liftgate glass. I'm not a big fan of the massive liftgate thing, except that they'd want to do something electronic, so I don't know how all that would work electronic, but yeah, I don't know. Or do an electronic liftgate and then pull out, like, have tables that slide out from the back floor or something, where you could have a table or / tailgate type where you could sit hanging your feet off the back. I think that'd be cool. Oh, man, that is rough, Giggity. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, is these seats are... Because if that was laid flat on the floor of the back of your truck, it would have been just fine. Like, you're just like, it's so annoying. But that's how they did things. That's how our Suburban was back in the day. That's how they did that third row. But to have it lay flat in the truck now is so cool. So, even my mom's 2011 Escalade has... You have to pull the third row out, and that's in 2 pieces. And those 2 pieces, the third row of that truck is worth like $2,500. People were stealing them in California for a while, and they're like heavier than our seats. Just one of them. Yeah, I don't know if I like the van doors. That's the old school full barn door thing like the Suburbans had. We had a barn door Suburban. A lot of guys like those. I'm not one of those guys. And honestly, I would like this to have a tailgate. So I would almost, I like the barn doors, but it might be cool to have a tailgate and the top it's like a clamshell essentially, so that you had both. So you had the cover of the window, and then you had a tailgate to sit on. Then you have a seat. You could do storage and stuff in the tailgate, like I'm talking about. I would also take all the interior panels in the back and make way more storage in that. There is so much room behind the interior panels in the back of the Excursion that's not used because they just did a square panel like that. There's all kinds of room around the AC stuff, and on the driver's side, there's nothing in there. So you have that little like storage box on the driver's side that opens up, and there's more room in there than just that box. So you could almost cut that box out and have all kinds of storage down in there on your Excursion. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, yeah. I mean, a new setup, the new fancy interior. I'd take all that. Yeah, and I wouldn't be sad about the tailgate. Octogram says, do I mean about owning a Ford, like one of the Ford family or the car brand itself? Well, I said the Ford Excursion, Octobrand, which is a Ford model vehicle. So it's a certain Ford vehicle. If you own a Ford Excursion, big decisions are being made right now as this poll is being voted on. Well, then you can vote no on the poll. We'll allow it. Guys, the chat is open, and I got some stuff coming up that I want to tell you about. We've got the Excursion event April 9th through the 12th in Maris Adventure Park in Texas. If you want to know all the details on that event, you need to go to my Facebook page, Geeks 4x4 on Facebook. You can even do it if you're not on Facebook, and you can see all the details from what I understand. If you find that that's wrong, you let me know. But I'm pretty sure you can still see all the details. And that's where we're going to do all the updates and all the stuff on the event. We've already got a bunch of people that are like, I'm excited about the amount of people it looks like are coming already, which is very cool. We're working on getting the tickets up. I think we're going to do those through Owlclaw's website. That is an awesome guy, and he is going to be there as well. And that's going to just be epic. Also, if you're buying any suspension parts, my favorite and the best one in my book is Skyjacker for shocks. They are incredible. They ride amazing. Use the code GEEKS4x410 to get 10% off. Working with Walter on the same way. Ancient Sumerian, it's much closer to Amarillo. It's like 40 minutes outside of Amarillo. It's not that big a deal, Octogram. It's just a poll on the internet, my friend. You just click yes or no. Fusions are superior over Crown Vics. Ooh, start a fight with Cletus on that. I would love to see that on a Cletus McFarlane video of him testing a Fusion versus the 80,000 Crown Vics that they have. Because for starters, the Fusion is like twice as much money. At least. And it has a smaller engine. Except you get the show, I guess. But those don't have a V8 in them, I don't think. They just have a V6. Octogram, not a big deal, my friend. This is just a fun, friendly conversation on the internet. Just joking around with you a little bit. So, you are good. Also, guys, the Super Chat is open. If you want to donate a couple bucks to the old Geekster, would super appreciate that. If you just want to stay in here and chat, also would appreciate that. Love talking to you guys. And trying to just shoot the breeze and hang out. So, oh, it's a tort. Yeah, I was going to say. You're right. Thanks, Mark. Whiteface Ford on the way to my event. Where's that thing? Where's that at? And what's so cool about Whiteface Ford, Ancient Sumerian? I'm coming from the north, so I will be down in the Austin area, though. I'm going to go to Waco first. I got some friends down there, so we'll go Moab, Waco, back up to the event, and then back home. We're going to be on the road for a little while. It's going to be a great time. I got to do some work to Bob, though. He needs some new coolant hoses before we leave. Should probably put coolant in it, too, but it's fine. Let's hear it, Ancient Sumerian. What's so good about Whiteface Ford? Hey, Brian, are you coming to the event? Have you figured this out? Like, you got to get this truck running again, first of all. But you're going to come down to the event, right? You're going to come meet me in Moab, and we're going to go hooling together. Love it. Love it. Brian now is just going to come everywhere. It's great. That's great. Yeah. No, you're not wrong, Walter. Some of these newer motors, even if they technically are smaller, they're faster. I mean, yeah. Love it. Deadshot's out here with the jokes. I had a Ford. It escaped. Ha! Was it the Great Escape? Yeah. No, the 2.5 is great. And that's not even the fast motor. Like, yeah. Sweet. Love it, Brian. Well, yeah, just we can drive home together too, even if you're just coming to the event. But yeah, I'll be at EJS and then I'm going down for a little while. Yeah, Giggity, I'm in. If the Excursion's there, you can bring it however way you want it. Also, if you can figure out how to tow an Excursion with a Sequoia, I'll be very impressed. But aren't you motor swapping it, Giggity, or what are you doing that you might not make it? I thought you were gonna have this thing done, man. But yeah, guys, the Excursion event, April 9th through the 12th, Marist, Texas. Super close to most of us, I'm sure. We're really right down the road. Can't imagine why you need more time off, Brian. It's like, what idiot planned this thing that's gonna do it 27 hours from his house? Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I have in the Edge, Walter, is the 3.5 liter all-wheel drive, and it is way faster than the 2.5. But the one I drove, I mean, I don't know. It was the turbo 2.5 liter in another 2016 or 2017. And dude, the turbo lag and everything in the Edge was bad, and so the 3.5 has some cojones. It's good. Yeah, Brian. Let's try back to get. I felt bad. we went way too different of ways. But going from Texas, I'll be coming back the same way as you, so that's great. We'll just go hop on the 90 and come back up. 6.0 life. It's more fun that way, right? Anything look bad? Have you already replaced a bunch of stuff, or what are you finding? Also, you didn't explain this fully. Did it quit driving down the road, or did it not start after you got gas? Bummer, Giggity. So is your V10 dead or what? Again, we want to make the gas stations feel that we're here, you know? Oh, a hot no start. Did it start later? Or it hasn't? I thought you said it hadn't started since. Yeah, hot no start. Then yeah, you're on a way better track. That's why I said Fickum, because I figured that because you said you were in Post Falls, and I figured you stopped to get gas before you got into our lovely state. Fuel. And then it wouldn't restart. So, you know how that goes. Very rare. I get gas in Oregon one more time, because it's not that much cheaper, but it's like 50 cents cheaper. It's very exciting. Hot no start on a 6.0. Yeah, it's pretty much always those standpipe dummy plug crap. Pretty soon it's going to be bulletproof, Brian, and then it'll be perfect. Oh, wait. ISO ham? No, I don't. Dang, yeah. Ancient Sumerian. Perfect. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh. Yeah, I get that, Giggity. Yeah, especially if it's running just fine. Is it actually, like, rusting through, or is it just, like, it's getting to look pretty bad? Dang, Brian. Gonna have it real nice when you get done, though. Then you're gonna have to go see... Isn't his name Brian, too? Jason? I don't remember his name. The AA design tuning guy. He's awesome. Time for some tunes. Deadshot says, what does Christianity say about doing a V10 swap? It says nothing. God doesn't care if you put V10 in anything. It is Brian. Yeah, see, I was right. Did you already call him, Brian? Ancient Sumerian. Yeah, that's rough, Giggity. That rust out there is not a joke, man. No joke. I don't like it. Nice, yeah. Dude's awesome. He has so, like, on that truck, he has so much knowledge too, but on 7.3 it was really impressive. Just like, oh yeah, and this and this and this. And I was like, what? He literally, I pulled up when I went over there, and I was like, hey, like, we've been talking forever, you know, and this stuff, and pulled up, we were chatting, he goes, well, let me just put some tunes on there. My thing wouldn't talk to him on the cord, so he's like, I've never had that happen. Grabs his own cord. Had tunes on it before I was like, how much for the tunes? Had tunes on the truck. And it was like, I'll just go see how they work. I was like, what? Yeah, the guy is extremely impressive. I keep thinking about it, how, like, how am I going to get mine to him if I think I don't want to say this, but it feels like my transmission is not great again on my 7.3. And I'm like, how do I get this to him? And I have the big tow package through AAA, so I don't know what they would say, but I'm be like, it needs to go to Spokane for a transmission because I'm going to have him put in whatever beefy transmission he likes, or get it for me, and then I'll put it in. I don't know. Giggity. Like, love it. Yeah, but yeah, even if I do put this own transmission in, I'm going to have him tune it. Like, if it needs another transmission, it's going to get tuned from him and the whole deal. So I am extremely impressed. And literally that truck was, like, smoking all the time and had this crazy cackle and all this from Gearhead. Is that the name of that tune company? The tunes on my single shots from Gearhead. And they didn't do anything about it. I talked to them about it right when I did it. They were like, some trucks do that. Some trucks tug with cruise control on. Some trucks do. I'm like, okay, well, his tunes fixed all of that. And it gets it mile per gallon better. I'm like, guys, so frustrating. So frustrating. And then I'm like, so now I drove this truck for 50,000 miles, and did I hurt this new transmission with those bad tunes? Like, I don't know. So the transmission that's in my 7.3 has 70,000 miles on it. So it's not old enough to be having anything weird, and it's doing a couple weird things. So it's not great. But it's fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So, what else we got? What is your favorite modification that you have done to your Excursion? Anybody in the chat is up for answering. Would love to hear what your favorite thing is that you have done to your Ford Excursion. It could be a mod. It also could be like the door actuators were broken and it's really nice to have locks work. Or, yeah. Ancient Sumerian, you're not wrong, my friend. Backup camera, giggity. Turn around. Just kidding. That is a nice one. I say that, and I don't have a backup camera on either of my excursions. But my other one has the sensors on it, so it's fine. Nice. Simon, I've got basically the same setup. I've got a 4-inch with the Banks, the monster muffler. And then I have the Donaldson Blue is essentially the 6637 filter, I think. Ancient Sumerian, I have the exact same mirror in Bob. I love it. Brian also says he likes his wolf box. Ancient Sumerian, did you get the wolf box with the front camera too? Because I might need to get that as well. Giggity, I think about it every time I hook up a trailer. Would be really nice to have a backup camera. So what I'm probably going to do on the white truck is I'm probably going to buy the mirror that Brian has for Bob so that I can get a front camera. And then I am going to put this one in the white truck so that I have a camera somewhere. And I need to figure out how to put it cleanly down low, and I don't know how. So... ooh, a thermal one. That's crazy. Oh, interesting. Chris, you put truck vault drawers in Excursion? Tell me more, because that is asked all the time, my friends, and I would like to know the deets on that. Like, what truck did those come out of, and how do they fit? Do they fit with the spare tire? Like, all this stuff. Simon says he deleted the plastic stuff in the fuel bowl. Simon, I deleted my entire fuel bowl on my 7.3. I did the fuel bowl delete kit with the regulator return. Super nice. Changed the way the truck idles. It's super good. Giggity asks, where's everybody putting the camera? He put it right over the license plate. It's the only center point that he could find that wasn't glass or a handle or an irreplaceable third brake light. Interesting. Yeah, if you guys want to, we have the ability to post pictures in my community tab. If you guys all that were in this live want to putz over there and comment a picture of where you posted your reverse camera, it would help some people out. So, where you posted it, where you mounted it. Simon, you wrapped the door actuators in aluminum foil and it helped a lot. What did it help with, Simon? You also have the White Rogers glow plug relay. Interesting. Simon, you must not have an Excursion because you have a glow plug relay. Zach, I have no idea what you're asking. Probably not the right place. Ancient Sumerian, I don't know what the TRX mod is. Yeah, I like yours on the back, Brian. It's not bad. Simon says he's got an 0173 F250. Yeah, so Simon, something interesting about the Excursion is that the Excursion only ever came with a glow plug module. So it did not come with a relay. So, kind of interesting. Okay, so Chris he found a set from an F-150 that he pulled the bottom plate off the spare well, and then it's got a comm section on top for police. Oh, wow, that's cool. It also has a map or whiteboards in each drawer. Wow. That's awesome, man. Wow, Simon. Yeah, low mile 7.3, 250. Nice, nice. Keep that thing nice and clean, my friend. That is, it sounds like a great ride. So, nice work. Yeah, so Chris is using an F-150 drawer setup in the back of, you got an Excursion, right, Chris? That's cool. That's good to know. People are always asking which ones fit, because making custom ones is, not everybody's forte, and that's okay. And I don't know, I wish a company would consider building them. I know that, building something for a 20-year-old truck is not the smartest idea, but I think that there is a little bit of a market, but I don't know. They're probably right. There's not a massive enough market for them to actually sell a ton of them. Or maybe like build an add-on for one that when it goes in an Excursion, you could clip on a thing that fills in the tire well and like does all this other stuff. So I don't know. I'm just the guy on the internet. Billy, thanks for coming in and making fun of my hair. Really needed to feel that positivity today. Are you doing okay, Billy? Because a little rough to come in and just straight pick on somebody. I'm okay with getting made fun of for my hairline now, so I appreciate it, man. Simon, no, everything is slow. Very slow. I got a 4-liter Jeep. I've got a V10 Excursion and a 7.3 Excursion. I live that slow life. Oh, cool. $3,000 though for Vault 1. That's insane. Simon says I have torque. And he's completely right. Oh, I didn't mean to delete that. Oh, yeah, Giggity, you're not wrong. The boat is decently fast. It's still not like... It has a 383 stroker in it, so it's lightweight, but it's not... I haven't gotten it tuned quite right yet for it to really be fast. Last summer I could only do 40 miles an hour. This summer I got to 45 with 4 people on the boat. So next summer, if I can figure out a little bit better, you gotta get this carburetor to stop dribbling gas down there so that it tries to bog itself out. But carbureted. So it's a 94 Stingray boat. You're totally right, Giggity. 45 on the water is freaking fast. Apparently this boat's been 55. I really don't know how the guy that I bought it from got it to 55, because it had a really bad carburetor on it. It had the wrong everything on it. It had all car parts on it, which means he probably should have blown up, but he didn't. So yeah, Simon, it's carbureted. It currently has a Edelbrock. No, it's a 4-barrel Edelbrock. It's an Edelbrock 750, I think is what it is. Downhill. No. Well, was it downriver? I've gotten it upriver and downriver, so yeah. Yeah, but I gotta figure. I'm not enough of a carburetor guy to really understand and get it tuned right. And like the timing and everything it's like close, but I don't know exactly. I'm probably 20 years too young to know enough about that, and so I'm kind of playing with it a little bit every summer, and I get it to a point where I'm like, I'm ready to just be on the water and not tinker with it anymore, and then I use it for the rest of the summer type thing instead of going out and playing with it. So me too. I wish I had my dad around. My dad passed away a couple of years ago, and so not having him, because that's exactly like I'd have my dad come out with me and we would play with it, but I don't have that. So, but I took a bunch of carburetors that he had for his Trans Am, and yeah, my dad passed away when he was 65. So, and I was almost your age. We were almost the same difference from our dads. So, yeah, I was 7 years, 2018, so I was 24. But yeah, so it was really cool though, because my So my dad and his car's still around, but like my dad had a '73 Trans Am, and he used to race it. So he had like 3 carburetors that he had just around that were in our storage for the last 40 years, and I finally just grabbed them from the storage that we moved when we moved my mom's stuff out, and I sold a bunch of them this summer, and they paid for the parts for the boat to play with this summer. So that was like my dad's still helping me with stuff. He's just not around to actually physically help me with stuff. So it's really cool. So nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, so that's almost the same distance. So my dad was 53 and I was born in 94. So but yeah, pretty cool. Giggity, have you seen pictures of my dad's car? That's what it is. Blue chicken on the hood. It's also a T-top car though, which I bet you've never seen in the '73. So the chicken on the hood, that's the first year of the chicken on the hood, is '73, and it's really interesting. So my dad's car is original paint and original bird still, and they were new to doing the stickers, and so they didn't clean their hands or something right. So there's literally a guy's fingerprint still underneath in the clear part of the bird on the hood. There's a fingerprint. If you look really close, you can see this guy's fingerprint that put the sticker on the hood of that car. So, yeah. So, and then in '74, when Pontiac started offering the T-tops, there was this place, I think it was in Norco or somewhere, right down, we were Southern California, that was one of the manufacturers that was putting in T-tops. And my dad went down there and had them put T-tops in his car. So it's probably one of the only 773 Trans Ams with a factory T-top, because he went down there a year later, drove it around for a year, brought it down there, had him put T-tops in it. So yes, Simon, I do too. Keep your dad around as long as possible. Those are the good dudes. Spend as much time and enjoy time with them. It is, yeah. I don't know if I'm that. I just remembered a lot of facts that nobody really cares about. No, I just know stuff with that. I grew up going to car shows with that car, right? So that car is extremely special. Obviously now even more so because my dad bought it new. So that's like what my dad, that was his MO to all his friends and everything. So that car is an extremely special piece of who my dad was. So it will never go anywhere. Someday I will have a garage big enough that I can show it to you guys on the channel. You just got to watch more and donate more so I can build a big garage. Just kidding. But yeah, share with your friends, do all the stuff so the Geeks 4x4 can build a big garage so that I can have the Trans Am here instead of where it is. So, because it's a long ways away right now. So, yeah. 64 Ford truck, stick shift. Giggity, it is in my uncle's garage. It's down in Arizona. So, we just don't have, my mom doesn't have a big enough garage, and then I don't have, I mean, the white truck is in a neighbor's garage that I help keep track of their house. And this is everything that fits in this garage is the LJ, which I drive every day, and then Bob. So, this is a big garage. Don't get me wrong, guys. This is a 700 square foot garage, but I have 2 Excursions, and it's really a problem. Yeah, so my dad's, the Trans Am was definitely not my dad's first car, but that's what he bought new and never sold. He had a Nova before it. He had a Myers Manx. He had Broncos at points, so. I agree. I'm a big Ford guy. Always have been. You know what turned me into a Ford guy is sitting on the road in a Chevy with a transmission blown. I think a lot of people, I don't know if anybody else shares that sentiment with me, but in the 90s, we had Suburbans, and my family, we all had a bunch of kids, like my mom and her siblings had kids together, so everybody had Suburbans. And my grandpa always had Suburbans, and he was a big GM guy. And in the 90s, we had 3 of them. And then my grandpa put 3 transmissions in his Suburban before it hit 100,000 miles. And he got mad at General Motors because, 3 transmissions, and they wouldn't help him with them. They didn't warranty him or do any of that. And I have no clue what transmissions were in those trucks. I was, 6, man. So my grandpa got mad at GM, and my uncle talked him into buying Excursions. And so he bought my Excursion, and then in 02, and then they drove it 25,000 miles, gifted it to the next person in the family. Bought my brother's Excursion in 02, so they bought the 02, and then in 03 they bought my aunt's one, so we bought 3 of them. Yeah, it really should have gone back lemon law, I think. I don't know. So yeah. That's funny. Yeah. I honestly just don't like Giggity said he drove one and it really took him out. So yeah. Yeah, I don't really particularly love the way that GMs drive either. I just think that and the problem is, I think once you get used to a certain brand, that's the biggest thing. So we were driving cars when we were looking for my wife, and gosh, I can't get that to show. And we drove a Dodge, and it drove really terribly. And then we went, and she had a Honda, and the Hondas drive very similar to Fords. And so we went and drove the Edge. She's like, "Yep, this is what I want." I was like, "Perfect." I didn't want to say that that's what I wanted you to buy, but that's what we want. So yeah. Daleski, doing it for Dale over there. Daleski Dale. He's got an 03 Yukon with 250,000 miles on the same transmission. That is pretty impressive, my friends. My friend, very good. Good for you. Must not tow very much, Dale. Pretty much, Simon. I think, well, then, like, the Chevy, did you guys just see Chevy's going to depart from Allison, which I think is really surprising, and doesn't seem smart to me, but all right. I'm like, Ford, go back, because Ford's the one that owns Allison, I think. I don't know if they still own them, but they're the ones that started Allison. So Saucy Trips is working on a 67 Mustang Fastback. Cool. It's just his buddies that we just fixed the gas lines and gas canister. Love it. Yep. Yeah, Dale. That's if you are not towing, you can, obviously you're really nice to that transmission, so good for you, my friend. That is amazing. It's probably one of GM's longest transmissions on the road. I put a transmission in my white 7.3 Excursion at 235, but I towed a lot. And then my brother's never got a transmission, and it had 330 on it when we sold it. And I think the guys put a transmission in it pretty quick, but 330,000 miles on a transmission is a lot. Ritty Robot says namaste. Sup? Yes. Yeah, all the newer Cummins are bad. Saucy Trip's going to put a newer motor in it. I don't know, Saucy. I would leave, maybe it has a 289 in it. I guess you could do that. Put a 302 in it or something like that, or 351 Windsor. Yeah, that's good, Dale. Don't ever tow anything, my friend. Keep that transmission going as long as possible. Yeah, I actually like the 289 as well. I don't think it's a terrible engine. It's not fast, but it's pretty dang reliable. Somebody that I can't read their name says they own a cat and it's their best friend. That's great. Good for you. All right, guys. I think I need to take off for the day. Unless we got a couple little pressing questions that I can answer real quick here at the end. So shoot them out real quick. Nice. Yeah. Time for a motor then. Yeah. Yeah, 289 didn't have that much room under the hood of the Mustangs, though. The Mustang hood is not not... You don't trust people because they're rude to you? That's too sad. I'm not trying to be rude to you. I'm just saying I can't really read the writing of your name, so I apologize for that. And I'm glad you have a cat. Thanks for coming by and sharing some knowledge, sharing some love. Good for you, Dale. You're taking care of it for Dale, man. Doing it for Dale. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna peace out here. So hoods were cranked. What do you mean, Simon? Oh, cramped. Yeah, the '60s, the late '60s Mustangs under the hood and under the dash and everything is really hard to work on, actually. So, yeah, thanks, Giggity. I did not make it on Amazon Live today. I will probably be Amazon Living tomorrow. I took a day off. We've been going hard with theater, so finally getting into the show run, so a little bit less. So, all right, guys, peace out. Hopefully, see me some more this week, doing some reels and doing some other stuff, and yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of work to do on those Mustangs to do a new motor, so, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Ford, like, even with the Mach 1s in the 70s, the shock towers are freaking in the way. Do it for Dale, Daleski. Peace out, guys. Have a great night. Thank you so much for being around, being involved, and I super appreciate y'all. Yes, Hunter, let's talk about that. And drive safe, my friend. I hope you're almost to work, Hunter. Yeah. Maybe I'll come on a road trip and come get some stuff from you. We'll see. I gotta go see Brian, see if he's okay. Still working on his truck. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.